Namo Buddhaya. Imagine a life where peace flows like a gentle river, unshaken by external chaos. Picture yourself embracing each moment with clarity and purpose, no longer tethered by the endless chase for success, wealth, or validation. In the world we live in, this might sound like a distant dream, but the wisdom of Buddhism shows us a path, a set of transformative habits that anchor us in mindfulness, compassion, and authenticity. These habits are not about striving for perfection or achieving unattainable goals. Instead, they invite us to cultivate small, daily practices that foster deeper connections with ourselves, others, and the universe around us. Through these practices, we unlock the potential to live a life of true contentment, not defined by external measures, but by the harmony we cultivate within. Join me as we explore 12 Buddhist habits that can profoundly transform your life. These aren't abstract ideas. They're practical tools you can integrate into your daily routine. As we delve into each habit, we'll uncover timeless Buddhist teachings, real-life stories, and actionable steps to guide you toward a more balanced, mindful, and fulfilling existence. 1. Focus on what's in your control. In Buddhist philosophy, the understanding of control is rooted in the concept of detachment. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from our attachments, whether to people, outcomes, or possessions. By focusing solely on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and emotions, we reclaim our peace. The wisdom of letting go. A well-known Buddhist parable illustrates this. A man traveling by boat accidentally drops his precious ring into the river. He dives repeatedly, searching desperately, but the current carries it away. Exhausted, he finally lets go of his need to retrieve it and continues his journey. Days later, he finds an identical ring in a fish he catches, reminding him that what is meant for us will come naturally when we release our grip on what we cannot control. Practical application. Daily affirmations. Begin each day by reminding yourself, I focus on what I can control. I let go of what I cannot. Mindfulness. Practice. During moments of stress, pause and identify whether the source of tension is within your influence. If not, release it with a deep breath. Historical insight. King Ashoka's transformation. King Ashoka of India, once known for his ruthless conquests, found solace in Buddhist teachings after the devastating Kalinga War. Realizing he couldn't control the past or undo the suffering he caused, he chose to focus on what he could change, his actions moving forward. Embracing Buddhism, he dedicated his life to promoting peace, compassion, and welfare for his people, proving that focusing on one's influence can lead to profound transformation. Daily practices for letting go. The sphere of control. Exercise. Write down current challenges in 2 columns, what you can control and what you cannot. Focus your energy on the first column. Mantra for release. Repeat, I release what is not mine to hold whenever overwhelmed. 2. Release the need for approval. The roots of seeking validation. Human nature craves acknowledgement. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek praise for good behavior, accomplishments, or meeting expectations. However, the Buddha taught that this external validation is fleeting. True peace comes from within, not from the ever-changing opinions of others. The power of authenticity. A modern example is Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel laureate. Despite facing harsh criticism and life-threatening challenges, she remained steadfast in her mission for girls' education. Her journey exemplifies the strength found in aligning with one's truth, regardless of external approval. Practical steps to let go of approval. Self-acceptance. Journal. Write down 3 things you value about yourself each day. Digital detox. Limit time on social media, a platform where validation seeking often thrives. The Buddha and external judgment. When faced with criticism during his teachings, the Buddha responded with equanimity. He taught his disciples that the giver of criticism is like someone offering a gift. If you don't accept the gift, it remains with the giver. This perspective highlights the power of self-acceptance over seeking external approval. Real-life application. In today's digital age, validation often comes in the form of likes and comments. Recognizing this, journalist Arianna Huffington emphasized disconnecting from digital approval to cultivate inner peace. By stepping away from the cycle of online validation, she strengthened her mental clarity and well-being. Actionable steps, digital boundaries. Set limits on social media usage and focus on offline connections. Mirror affirmations. Stand before a mirror and affirm, "I am enough," daily. 3. Transform obstacles into opportunities. The lotus flower's lesson. The lotus, a sacred symbol in Buddhism, grows in muddy water yet emerges clean and beautiful. This represents the ability to thrive despite challenges. Overcoming setbacks with resilience. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence mirrors the Buddhist teaching that obstacles are stepping stones toward growth. Actionable strategies, reframing practice. When faced with a challenge, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Gratitude. Exercise. Write down 1 positive outcome from a recent difficulty. The journey of Siddhartha Gautama. Before becoming the Buddha, Siddhartha faced immense internal and external challenges. From self-denial to confronting fears under the Bodhi tree, his obstacles became the very stepping stones to enlightenment. This journey teaches us that challenges are not barriers but essential teachers. Community. Example, the resilient farmer. A rural farmer facing repeated crop failures decided to innovate, embracing sustainable farming techniques. His perseverance not only saved his livelihood, but inspired his community, turning personal struggle into collective progress. Transformative practices. Obstacle journaling. Write about a recent challenge and list 3 things you learned from it. Visual reminders. Place symbols like a lotus flower in your space to remind yourself of the beauty that arises from hardship. 4. Cultivate mental strength equanimity as inner armor. In Buddhism, equanimity is described as a balanced mind unshaken by external circumstances. This quality is the essence of mental resilience, allowing us to face life's highs and lows with calm and clarity. Building resilience through reflection. An example from modern history is Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years of imprisonment, yet emerged with a forgiving heart. His equanimity allowed him to lead South Africa toward reconciliation. Techniques to develop mental strength. Pause before reacting. Practice the 3 breaths rule before responding in heated moments. Meditation on emotions. Spend 5 minutes observing an emotion without labeling it as good or bad. Mental strength in action. Thi Quang Duc. The Vietnamese monk Thi Quang Duc exemplified mental resilience through his self-immolation in 1963. His act, performed with unwavering calm, was a profound statement against oppression, showing the power of a disciplined and equanimous mind. Mindful strength-building exercises. The resilience meditation. Focus on your breath while visualizing yourself calmly navigating life's storms. Challenge of the day. Intentionally expose yourself to small, controlled discomforts, e.g., taking a cold shower, to build tolerance. 5. Practice generosity without expectation, expanded generosity beyond material giving. In Buddhist teachings, generosity, dana, extends beyond material possessions. Acts like offering time, listening attentively, or sharing knowledge are equally powerful. The ripple effect of kindness. One profound story comes from the 2011 earthquake in Japan. A bakery owner distributed bread for free to those affected, asking for nothing in return. His generosity inspired others, creating a wave of compassion throughout the community. Daily generosity practices. Time contributions. Volunteer at a local organization or simply help a neighbor. Acts of kindness. Compliment someone sincerely or offer assistance without expectation. Cultural tradition. Dana in monastic life. In Buddhist cultures, monks rely entirely on alms for sustenance. This reciprocal system of giving not only sustains the monks but also fosters a sense of interconnectedness and selflessness in the community. Modern story. The suspended coffee movement. Originating in Italy, this practice involves paying for an extra coffee for someone in need. It's a beautiful example of anonymous generosity, reminding us that acts of kindness don't require recognition to create a meaningful impact. Daily generosity tips. The one thing rule. Give one thing, your time, a compliment, or a helping hand every day. Gratitude. Letters. Write a letter of appreciation to someone who has positively impacted your life. 6. Live simply. Simplicity, as Freedom Buddhism, teaches that simplicity is not deprivation but liberation. By reducing clutter, physical, mental, and emotional, we create space for what truly matters, the joy of minimalism. An excellent example is the monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who taught that owning fewer possessions allows us to focus on deeper connections and inner peace. Steps toward simplicity. Declutter your space. Donate or recycle items you haven't used in the past year. Simplify your schedule. Prioritize tasks that align with your values. The Zen garden as a metaphor. In Zen Buddhism, gardens are deliberately minimalist, symbolizing simplicity and focus. Each element is carefully placed to encourage reflection and mindfulness, reminding us that less is often more. The trap of overabundance. A study by psychologist Barry Schwartz found that too many choices lead to decision fatigue and dissatisfaction. Simplifying our lives helps counteract this phenomenon, fostering clarity and contentment. Simplification steps. The 1-year rule. If you haven't used or worn an item in a year, donate or recycle it. Mindful scheduling. Dedicate specific time blocks for essential activities and eliminate unnecessary commitments. 7. Develop a daily meditation practice. Meditation as self-discovery. Through meditation, we observe the impermanence of thoughts and emotions. This practice fosters a deep understanding of ourselves and the world. Real-life transformations. Research shows that consistent meditation reduces stress and enhances emotional regulation. A group of veterans practicing mindfulness therapy reported significant reductions in PTSD symptoms. Starting your practice. Begin with just 5 minutes daily, focusing on your breath. Use guided meditation apps to establish a routine. Meditation in modern healing studies on veterans with PTSD reveal that mindfulness meditation significantly reduces symptoms of stress and anxiety. By reconnecting with the present moment, practitioners experience profound healing and transformation. Guided practice for beginners. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Focus on your breath. observing each inhale and exhale. When your mind wanders, gently return to your breath. Start with 5 minutes daily, gradually increasing as your practice deepens. 8. Cultivate patience. Patience as strength. The Buddhist teaching of patience emphasizes enduring hardship and accepting others' imperfections without frustration. Historical insights. The Dalai Lama, despite exile and immense challenges, exemplifies patience through his unwavering advocacy for peace. Building patience in daily life. Mindful waiting. Use moments like waiting in line to practice mindful breathing. Empathy exercises. Reflect on others' struggles to foster understanding. The long view of time. In a monastery in Thailand, monks often spend months, even years, meticulously carving intricate patterns into temple walls. The process itself, not the finished product, is their meditation, a testament to the patience ingrained in Buddhist practice. Patience-building practices. Pause and reflect. When frustration arises, count to 10 and take 3 deep breaths. Nature observation. Spend time observing the slow growth of a plant, teaching yourself to appreciate gradual progress. 9. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones. The power of right thought. In Buddhism, right thought involves consciously replacing harmful thoughts with constructive ones, cultivating a compassionate and peaceful mind. Steps to reframe negativity. Write down a recurring negative thought and reframe it with a positive perspective. Practice gratitude journaling to shift focus toward abundance. Case study. Mindset shifts in education. A teacher in an underprivileged community introduced a growth mindset curriculum, encouraging students to view challenges as opportunities to learn. The shift from "I can't" to "I'll try" improved not only academic performance but also students' confidence. Practical exercises gratitude. Reframing. For every negative thought, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Mindful mantras. Use affirmations like, "I am growing stronger every day," to counteract self-doubt. 10. Trust in life's timing. The art of surrender Buddhism teaches that life's flow is beyond our control. Trusting this flow allows us to release anxiety and embrace the present. A lesson from nature. The seasons teach us that everything unfolds in its own time. Similarly, trusting life's timing nurtures patience and resilience. Practices to embrace life's flow. Mindful affirmations. Repeat phrases like, "I trust the process of life." Nature walks. Reflect on the natural rhythm of life around you. The bamboo parable. In its early years, bamboo grows slowly underground, developing a robust root system. When the time is right, it shoots up rapidly. This mirrors the Buddhist teaching that unseen efforts often precede visible growth. Practices for trusting timing. Reflective meditation. Visualize your life as a flowing river, trusting its natural course. Journaling. Prompts. Write about a time when patience led to a rewarding outcome. By immersing yourself in these habits, you're not merely adopting practices, you're embracing a transformative way of life. Buddhism teaches that each moment is an opportunity for growth, and through consistent practice, you'll cultivate profound inner peace and resilience. Which habit will you deepen this week? Let's create a ripple of mindfulness, compassion, and self-mastery together. Share your progress in the comments and subscribe to Wisdom Diaries for more journeys into the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Have you ever sat down in an exam room, staring at a question that you know you studied, but the answer seems to have vanished from your mind? It's a frustrating experience that many students face. Why does this happen? Why is it that no matter how hard you try, sometimes your brain just refuses to recall what you've learned? In this video, we'll explore what causes this sudden forgetfulness from a Buddhist perspective, focusing on the 5 mental hindrances that block our ability to remember. And more importantly, we'll uncover a powerful tool, meditation, that not only helps you overcome these obstacles, but enhances your ability to retain knowledge. The 5 hindrances to memory. According to the teachings of the Supreme Buddha, forgetfulness, especially when studying, often stems from what are called the 5 hindrances. These mental blocks cloud our mind, making it difficult to absorb and recall information. Let's break them down. Sensual desire, kama chandu. This refers to craving or lustful thoughts. When your mind is preoccupied with these desires, it becomes impossible to focus on studying. Your mind is wandering somewhere else, fantasizing about things that have nothing to do with the task at hand. Anger, vyapada. Have you ever tried to concentrate when you're furious? It's nearly impossible. Anger heats up the mind, diverting attention away from studying. Instead of focusing on the material, your thoughts are consumed with rage. Sleepiness, thina middha. Feeling sleepy while studying is one of the most common challenges. When your mind is covered by drowsiness, nothing sticks. The knowledge simply doesn't have the energy to sink in. Restlessness and worry, uddaka kukucha. Sometimes your mind is too restless, filled with anxiety or regret. You may find yourself constantly distracted by random thoughts, making it difficult to focus on your studies. Doubt, vicikiccha. Doubt about your abilities can be a major obstacle. If you're constantly thinking, "Am I good enough? Will I succeed?" then your mind is too occupied with these thoughts to absorb any new information. Connecting with personal experience. These 5 hindrances might sound familiar because they reflect universal struggles we all face. Think about that time you stayed up late cramming for a test, but your mind wandered, thinking about something completely unrelated. Or maybe you felt so anxious about how you'd perform that doubt clouded your ability to focus. In my own journey, I remember times when anger or frustration about something unrelated to my studies completely derailed me. I'd sit down with the intention to focus, but my mind was so distracted by emotions that nothing stuck. Over time, I discovered that meditation was the key to pushing through these barriers. How meditation helps overcome these hindrances. Buddhism teaches that meditation is the best remedy to quiet the mind and remove these hindrances. But how exactly does meditation help? Let me share some practical examples of how it works. Sensual desire. Imagine you're trying to study, but your mind keeps drifting toward thoughts about a vacation or a new hobby. Practicing mindfulness meditation can help you notice when your thoughts stray. When you become aware of your desires and bring your attention back to the present moment, your concentration improves. Personally, I've noticed that even just 5 minutes of breathing meditation helps me stay focused on what matters. Anger. Meditation also works wonders for anger. When you're furious, your thoughts spin out of control. But through meditation, you learn to recognize anger as it arises, allowing you to take a step back before it consumes you. For example, I once had an argument with a friend just before a big test. Instead of studying, I was fuming. A short meditation session calmed me down and allowed me to regain focus. Sleepiness. We all know that sleepy feeling when studying. I've found that a quick 5-minute meditation in the morning makes all the difference. Just focusing on my breath or doing a short body scan helps me shake off that drowsiness. It's like a mental caffeine boost that clears away the fog. Restlessness and worry. If your mind is restless, focusing on meditation can ground you. For example, I used to worry constantly about upcoming exams. My mind raced through endless what-ifs. But meditation taught me to stay in the moment. When I practiced loving-kindness meditation, focusing on sending positive thoughts to myself and others, I found that my mind settled down, and I could focus on studying again. Doubt. Doubt can paralyze you. Whenever I doubted my ability to succeed, my studies suffered. But meditation gave me the tools to manage this self-doubt. Through practicing compassion meditation, I learned to treat myself with kindness and realize that it's okay not to be perfect. This shift in mindset was a game changer. Let's dive deeper with a real-life scenario. I remember preparing for a crucial final exam in college. I had studied for days, but on the morning of the test, I was overwhelmed by anxiety. My mind was spinning with worry, and I could barely remember anything. I decided to pause for a moment, closed my eyes, and practiced a simple breathing meditation for 10 minutes. By the time I finished, my mind was clearer, my heart rate slowed down, and I felt more centered. As a result, I walked into the exam feeling focused and calm. The exam didn't seem as daunting anymore, and I remembered everything I had studied. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? When you study, it's not just about reading books or memorizing facts. It's about preparing your mind to be in the best possible state to absorb and retain information. The 5 hindrances, sensual desire, anger, sleepiness, restlessness, and doubt, are barriers that keep us from accessing the full potential of our memory. But by practicing meditation, even for just 5 minutes a day, you can calm your mind, push away these obstacles, and unlock your ability to remember what you've learned. Next time you sit down to study, remember that it's not just about the time you put in, but the mental clarity you bring to the table. Whether you're battling drowsiness or self-doubt, a few minutes of meditation could be the difference between forgetting everything and acing your exam. Try it out for yourself. Commit to meditating for 5 minutes every morning before you start studying. You might be surprised by the results. And if you want to learn more about meditation and how it can improve your life beyond just studying, make sure to check out the other videos on this channel. The key to remembering what you study lies not just in effort, but in the state of your mind. Clear away the hindrances, and your mind will be a fertile ground for knowledge to grow. We live in a world where appearance often dictates how we're perceived. Billions are spent on skincare, cosmetics, and treatments, all in the pursuit of beauty. We scroll through social media, marveling at flawless faces and perfect bodies. But is this really where beauty begins and ends? Buddhism offers a different perspective. According to the teachings of the Supreme Buddha, true beauty isn't just skin deep. It radiates from within, and it all starts with a simple practice: loving kindness. Imagine if instead of spending money on expensive treatments, we could transform our outer appearance through inner peace. Sounds unbelievable, right? But there's ancient wisdom that backs this idea. The Buddha himself revealed that practicing kindness could actually improve not only our mood, but our physical appearance as well. This is no mere myth. There's a deeper connection between our thoughts and the way we look, and I'm excited to explore that connection with you today. Most people focus only on skin-deep beauty. That's understandable. After all, we are visual creatures. But think about it. How long does outer beauty last? 50 years, maybe 60 if we're lucky. Time has its way with all of us. Wrinkles, gray hair, and other signs of aging are inevitable. But what if there's a form of beauty that defies time? The Supreme Buddha identified two types of beauty. The first, and most commonly pursued, is physical beauty. This is what most of us chase. But the second is much more enduring. It's the beauty of the heart. Inner beauty, cultivated through kindness, lasts longer than any cream or surgery could promise. Even better, it's free. We've all met people who may not be considered conventionally attractive, yet they have a certain glow about them. Their faces light up when they smile, and their kindness radiates from their eyes. This is the result of cultivating loving kindness. It's a form of beauty that transcends age, race, and cultural ideals. Consider a time when you've been extremely stressed or anxious. Didn't it show on your face? Maybe your skin broke out, or you noticed dark circles under your eyes. Our thoughts have a significant impact on our outer appearance. When we harbor negative emotions, anger, jealousy, or hatred, it manifests physically. On the other hand, when we cultivate kindness and peace, it reflects positively. For example, there's a well-documented phenomenon where people who meditate regularly, especially on loving kindness, often exhibit healthier, more vibrant skin. This isn't just some mystical concept. It's backed by science. Loving kindness meditation lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that can wreak havoc on our skin and overall appearance. By reducing stress and increasing positive emotions, we can create a healthier, more attractive version of ourselves. Here's a real-world example. Think of someone who constantly carries a scowl on their face. Over time, their facial muscles adapt to this negativity, and their expressions reflect it. Contrast this with someone who practices kindness daily, someone who smiles often and expresses joy. Their facial muscles naturally soften, making them more approachable and, in many cases, more attractive. So, how exactly does one practice loving kindness, and how can it lead to a more beautiful life? The beauty secret revealed by the Buddha is not found in any external product. It lies within the mind. It begins with developing a mindset of love and kindness toward oneself and others. The practice of loving kindness meditation involves sitting quietly and focusing on generating feelings of compassion and goodwill. It starts with yourself. May I be happy? May I be healthy? May I be free from suffering? Gradually, you expand this circle of kindness to include loved ones, acquaintances, and even those you might consider enemies. This practice works wonders not only for your mental health, but also for your appearance. As your heart becomes more peaceful, your face reflects this inner state. There's an unmistakable softness that comes with inner peace, a radiance that no amount of money can buy. The science behind loving kindness and beauty research shows that loving kindness meditation doesn't just change your mind, it changes your body. Studies conducted at various universities have found that people who regularly engage in this practice experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. This reduced stress leads to lower cortisol levels, which can positively affect skin health, weight, and even immune function. For example, a study published in the journal Psychoneuroendocrinology demonstrated that individuals who practiced loving kindness meditation for 8 weeks showed a significant reduction in the biological markers of aging. This was compared to a control group that did not practice meditation, whose stress levels and signs of aging remained unchanged. If you're seeking that elusive fountain of youth, perhaps the answer isn't in a jar of cream, but rather in your ability to nurture positive thoughts and emotions. Real beauty is a reflection of inner peace. One of the most remarkable transformations I have seen comes from a close friend of mine who struggled with low self-esteem and body image issues for years. She spent a fortune on skincare products, makeup, and treatments, yet she was never satisfied with how she looked. Then, she discovered the practice of loving kindness meditation. Over time, as she practiced this meditation daily, something magical happened. She began to look different. It wasn't that her skin changed overnight, but her attitude did. She smiled more, carried herself with more confidence, and her facial expressions softened. Her friends began commenting on how radiant she looked, and people at work started asking her what skincare routine she was using. The truth was, it wasn't a product that had transformed her. It was her mind. Summary lesson: cultivate inner peace to reflect outer beauty. The takeaway here is simple yet profound. Real beauty comes from within. While it's perfectly fine to take care of your skin and appearance, remember that these things are temporary. The practice of loving kindness, however, has the power to create lasting beauty that transcends age and outward appearance. In a world obsessed with physical perfection, the Buddha's teachings remind us that true beauty is a reflection of inner peace. By cultivating kindness, we not only improve our emotional well-being, but also radiate a glow that no product can replicate. So, next time you look in the mirror, ask yourself, am I nurturing the beauty of my heart as well as my skin? Final thoughts: a timeless beauty secret. As you go about your daily life, remember the simple yet powerful secret that the Buddha shared. Beauty is born from kindness. Whether you're stressed, overwhelmed, or simply searching for a way to enhance your appearance, start with your heart. Practice loving kindness, and watch as it transforms not just your mind, but your entire being. True beauty isn't found in the latest trend or product. It's found in your ability to love and be kind. Let this ancient wisdom guide you toward a more beautiful, peaceful, and fulfilling life.